Good evening, everybody. It's Valentine's Day. So I am reviewing the questions um, on race and some of my first interactions with race. So I grew up in a rural school district with about 400 kids across the entire school district, and I was one of two minorities in that district. So all my interactions were at times different, but I don't think that it impacted me as a younger student because we talked about a lot of things at home. My parents were from the South with Jim Crow laws in place at times, so they kind of talked us through and supported us through some of the things that were occurring at school when we were little. Some things we just didn't quite understand. I think my first encounter was when I got, that really stands out, is when I got kind of in middle school to junior high, and I started losing my group of friends that I'd had since kindergarten because at that time, when people started dating and having boyfriends and girlfriends, when you're little, it's kind of okay, but once you kind of got to middle school, going towards high school, it wasn't viewed the same. And additionally, going to stay all night or visit with my friends, or them coming to visit with me, for some of them were frowned upon. So I didn't quite understand what was happening at that time, but through reflection and looking back, I think some of those things were due to racial or issues with some of the families. So another question was, what were you told in your memory? Is there occasion where your close family members expressed a belief about a group of people according to race or ethnicity? I think every family talks about different things, and as you encounter people that, whether it's eating different food or ethnic backgrounds, religion, or whatnot, and how you experience them, I think you can walk through that process. I think as our family discussed certain things, it wasn't categorizing, but it was dealing with experiences that we were trying to figure out how to navigate those experiences. And I'll use the example of being followed in stores. Whenever we go in stores, always feeling like you're made to be a criminal, regardless of your background, and your children being followed. So it's I think we did a lot of talking about the criminalization of just shopping in America and how difficult it is, and how just demoralizing it is to go in the store and have people following you around, and not to support you in shopping, but to assume that you're there to take things. So we had quite a few discussions about that. I think when I learned that there was the biggest disparity is when Barack Obama was elected as president. I think before, I thought racial and ethnic biases or issues were a people problem, or certain folks chose that was their lifestyle, or what they learned, or that's how they chose to live their life, based on a lack of exposure or limited knowledge of others. But when Barack Obama was elected, I realized that it was just so systemic and woven into the fiber of the foundation of this country, and based on more than just folks' actions, but systemic issues like laws and um, beliefs and um, the way power is maintained, and um, it's like the American theme, sort of. That's how I feel like now, that it's it's so large. It's something that's just been bubbling underneath, and there's never um, any true talk about it. I almost feel like it's like the boogeyman. It's so ridiculous, and um, sometimes I wonder how people. I don't know. I just feel like it's like the boogeyman, or it's like the haunted house. It's an anxiety-driven thing, and when you go in there, everybody's scared, but there's just people inside the haunted house. So I almost feel like racism, in a way, is just like that. People just stoke these nuances about the unknown or others, or things they drum up anxiety about, with no real rationale to why it is. So I don't know. That's my thought now, and that's a lot broader from just thinking it was people in their behaviors. Areas that I think I'm gonna focus on in tackling this is that I used to not speak up when like I felt that pang in my stomach when someone said something that touched me emotionally, kind of rubbed me, or I felt like it was a microaggression, or I was always categorized as this or that, or now I speak up, and I say what it is or how I feel about it. I'm willing to have conversations about it, have open dialogue forums, and I I really I harbor no continued will or ill will towards anyone who has different beliefs. And I think that the only way that we're going to get through moving to the other side is people feel comfortable that they can talk about it no matter how they feel about it.